All right, guys, let's get started. We are about 31 hours before the storm will hit. It's a severe storm. Probably it will pass north of the Netherlands, coming from Scotland. We have heavy rainfall, heavy winds, coinciding with spring tide. These factors all lead together to the chances of coastal defenses failing.
Even kijken, in LCMS, je werkt dan ook niet op het grafisch beeld. Alleen de buren, die hebben...
Humlock Suit is a solution dedicated for logisticians in humanitarian and other disaster relief organizations. It is a highly adjustable solution, so we have deployed it in very different scenarios, starting from a tsunami in the south of France, and like now, for instance, which is about finding out how long does it take to evacuate a certain amount of people in a big area like The Hague, and actually to set up and maintain IDP camps.
Here, on the more severe case, it took people far longer to leave the city.
We designed an exaggerated flooding scenario in order for us to test many of the innovative solutions and also to involve many organizations that are not also normally involved in crisis management.
Our role as DLR is to organize one of these big European trials. So we are the trial owner together with the Safety Region The Hague. And on the other hand, we are also solution providers.
The main idea of the DLR part and system is to combine the two solutions to one current big solution. So the aerial remote imagery is able to produce a new and a current digital road map network, which we can use to reroute the vehicles.
ZKI generates two different kind of map products. The one is mapping in 2D and 3D the flood situation, and the other product is extracting a flood layer and only sending the flood information to the other solutions. These solutions can use the flood information coming from aerial imagery for making calculations.
SimCI stands for Simulating Critical Infrastructures. We have a simulation platform in which different types of infrastructures interconnect with each other. We calculate and simulate the effects and the impacts on electricity network, transport, etc. Our simulation is four-dimensional, which means that we visualize three-dimensional, but we also have a time slice. With that time slice you can foresee what's going to happen. And what you saw the last 2 days is that a lot of people use this time slice to mitigate the risk they are having.
Flood threat becomes reality as Storm Andrew hits the Dutch coast and destroys the lock of Scheveningen. Seawater is flowing into the city of The Hague. It's now 9 AM. What authorities feared has happened. Around 9 PM last night, the northwestern storm Andrew hit the Dutch coastline with a wind force of 11.
All right, people, we will start in 3, 2, 1. Good luck and enjoy.
Yesterday we were hit by a breach of the lock in Scheveningen. In the end the breach is closed. This is the plot of yesterday with the evacuation zones, the 8 extraction points and the shelter locations.
So the reason we chose a flooding scenario is because the real threat of a flooding occurring in the Netherlands. A large part of the Netherlands is below sea level, and in 1953 we experienced a severe flood with many people being killed. Also we are facing climate change, which leads to the rise of the seawater levels. So although we have our coastal defenses at a pretty high level, the chances of a flood are there, and therefore we do need to prepare in case a flooding occurs.
The trial is a very realistic scenario of a flooding. It's necessary to have these exercises to experience what these applications can do for us. So it takes time, it takes a little bit of study, but it helps us develop crisis management.
Deze innovatie helpt ons zeker om in de toekomst gewoon meer inzichtelijk te maken van wat er allemaal speelt tijdens een crisis. Dus niet alleen de overstroming zien we, maar juist ook alle andere cascade-effecten die mogelijk zijn. En dat helpt ons om weer goede maatregelen te kunnen nemen.